Just wrapped up a 3-mile run, 27 minutes at a 9-minute pace. It's Monday morning, taking it slow today. A little bit rainy, wasn't expecting that. In this video, I'm gonna be taking you through a little mini tour of what my current days look like and how a lot of them revolve around overcoming friction and resistance to do the thing I need to do, even though I don't necessarily want to do it. Take this run, for instance. It's not something I want to do at 6:30 in the morning. It's not my peak hour, not even close. But with where I'm at in my life, with having one child and then another on the way, I have to find time to get in the things that I really enjoy doing, but not necessarily enjoy doing them at the specific times that I'm doing them right now. I have long-term goals in my mind that I have set, and these things are more of a requirement than they are fun right now. So maybe by showcasing me sticking to my requirements, it'll encourage another father out there to set some goals and hold himself accountable to his own requirements to achieving those goals. Something I've thought about a lot, especially since my son Eden was born, is how do I get the results that I want in life that are going to give me more freedom to spend time with him and my wife, plus allow me to transfer skills down to him so that he hits the results that he wants in his own life as he's growing up. And if I had to dial it down to one thing, it would be that the process leading up to the result is really what gets us the result. And I think a lot of people understand this, and a lot of people talk about those who really enjoy the process, who master the process, get the best results. But I think there's a distinction between people who love the process and people who are willing to sacrifice and commit to the process purely because they know where it's going to get them. I fall in category number 2 for a lot of the things in my life. I don't just wake up jumping out of bed wanting to do half the things that I end up doing, but I'm really good at being disciplined and committing and sacrificing to the process. And that stems from when I was a younger kid. I loved sports. I loved to win. I loved games. But most of the time we were practicing. So in my mind, I was able to transfer that passion for the game into the practice. But I always loved the game more than practices. Every single time. That's life. For instance, right now, it's Monday morning, and I had no idea it was going to be raining this morning. This isn't the ideal time for me to run whatsoever, but the game for me is running up and down the mountains. It's being able to run the race that I want to run later this year, and I'm able to put that in my mind. For me to have that feeling later this year, I need to commit to today. And as a parent, I think it's very easy to let go of our own commitments, of the feeling we want to have later on down the line, because we have so much being thrown at us on a daily basis. And I want to encourage the opposite. Your children need to see you chasing your dreams and your goals, because it'll encourage them to forever do the same thing. Now, if I think about what stops a lot of other people from doing that and signing up for the process, is the belief that the process has to be perfect. If you look at social media, it'll tell you that you have to wake up by a certain hour, you have to do certain things upon waking up, you have to eat a certain way, and the reality is that's not the truth. You don't have to do all that. There are so many days where my days get thrown off, and what really matters is being able to adapt on those days and block out my want to be perfect. So if I can't get 3 miles in, do 1. If I can't do 100 push-ups, do 10. That's the mentality you have to have. 1 mile is better than no miles. I say that a lot. Don't force feed yourself that everything has to be perfect. It's not gonna be. The process is going to be messy, but you cannot give up on the process. You can allow for it to be messy, you can adapt, but you can't give up. So if you miss a day, hit it the next day. If you miss 2 days, hit it the next day. If you have to skip a week, make sure that next week is the best week you've had in a long time. It doesn't have to be perfect, but it has to get done. If you struggle with this concept, what I want you to think about is how you made it from 1st grade to 12th grade, potentially into college and beyond. You just got through it. Like, one test in 3rd grade didn't really matter to the long-term scheme of your life. And that's life right now. Don't put the pressure of this one little test, this one little moment is going to dictate the future. Now, there are certain cases in our life where certain moments are more important than others, but the reality is we can overcome anything over the long run, and that's how you have to think. So when you think like that and you're able to tap into that and focus on the process and commit to the process, even though you don't love it, even though it's not something you obsess over, maybe like other people do, you can still fucking win. You can still win. You can win that battle today, and you can continue to win the battle every single day, and you'll win the war. You'll get the result, and then here's the fun fact. The day you get the result, you'll feel great for a fleeting moment, and then you realize that result wasn't everything you thought it would be anyway. So then you get right back after the process, showing up, committing to yourself, and thriving on life. I've seen this done a couple times in other people's videos, but usually this is from Sweat in Texas. It's been raining a lot here. So wet feet are becoming the norm. That's okay though. The sun will be back before we know it. Post run, I chug a glass of water and then I have a second glass of water. Next thing is creatine. Make sure whatever creatine you have is using CreaPure. Doesn't really matter the brand besides that. Then some Redmond's Relight watermelon lime. Spilled a little bit there. Let's get a spoon. Cheers. So good. After my morning runs, typically I will jump in the ice bath for a minute or two. That's really just to cool off. That's the main benefit of it. It is warm here in Austin, Texas, even at 6, 7, 8 in the morning. I don't do sauna in the morning typically, but today, since I have a little bit of extra time, my son still isn't up yet. So we're gonna do a minute, minute and a half in the ice, jump in the sauna for like 5 minutes, 10 minutes, get a shower and get on with our day. I have a training session in the middle of the day today, so I don't want to exert myself too much before then. Just got the zone 2 rundown and then some feel good before we go crush the rest of the day. Next up, little man has breakfast. Can you say hi? Hi. What do we got on deck today? We got some blueberry waffles, blueberries, bananas, some yogurt. Mr. Dinosaur's sitting here hanging out with him. Is he gonna eat a little blueberry? Is he gonna eat a blueberry? Doot, doot, doot. Is he eating the waffle? What you doing? Ready, watch this. Good job. You eating. Normal routine is I'll eat breakfast with him, hang out for a little bit, and then I take him over to daycare before I head into the office. But something about parenthood that you learn really quickly is that your schedule is always changing. And this week, for 2 weeks, our daycare is not open. So my wife, Erin, and I had to find a solution for that. Yeah, you want to chime in? Find a solution for that and work around it. So we have a nanny coming at 9:30. You have Banana, yes. And she's going to be staying with Aiden throughout the day. Erin or I will be here, and then one of us will go to the office or work from home, and we'll just be navigating that these next 2 weeks. We've never had to do that before, but adapt and thrive, as we always say. So we'll see how today goes. We'll just focus on winning today and then adapting every day moving forward. And before we know it, those 2 weeks will be done, and we'll be right back to our regularly scheduled programming. Wipe your face. Other side. Almost got it. Right here. Okay, as you can see, this is my work from home setup. Today, we are kicking it off with a quick call to my good friend Bray, Men in the Arena. We are working on launching the nonprofit to it. We've been in existence for 2 years, running a workout every other Friday. We've done a bunch of cool events with other brands. We've given back to other charities and nonprofits. It's one of the things I'm most passionate about, is building communities of human beings that are making a positive impact on the world. Shout out to Bray, Yash, the other leaders of Men in the Arena. It's been an absolute blast, but it's time to take things to the next level, which we're working on behind the scenes. Every Monday I kick off a call with him and Yash just to touch base on what we need to do to move the needle forward. Normally, I am taking that call in my truck as I'm driving to the office, where we build J&S. And right now I'm operating as the COO of that company. And we have a small team that is working very hard every day to build a better company, first and foremost, and have that lead to serving our customers better and improving their financial health. Our motto is sweat your workouts, not your taxes. And we want to help other people set themselves up to be as financially fit as they are physically fit. The rest of the day, what it'll look like today, I'm gonna work from here for a little bit. And then I have a meeting with Noah, who is my really good friend. And we will be chatting about, he's a VC attorney as well, how we can collaborate on him building out our cap table for J&S and a few other things. And then I'll head to the office for some afternoon meetings and then come back. It's tricky right now because I mentioned earlier in this video, Aiden is with a babysitter that we hired for the week. So I'll be coming and going a lot more than I normally would as he's home. And before I logged on to today, I couldn't find the charger to his monitor, and the printer wasn't working, and there was a bunch of things that were stacking that were just not going the way that I wanted them to. I feel like that's parent life in a nutshell. You have the schedule planned out, and no matter how planned you can be with it, there's always a wrench that gets thrown in it. So the key is to keep your head and take some deep breaths, be patient, and realize that these are all small stressors that are not that big of a deal. So I'm gonna get back to it here and focus on today's plan and keep winning the day.
What's up, my guy?
What up? Happy Monday. How we doing?
Doing good.
When we were running, your idea to do like a competition and things like that, I have some ideas around doing either something like that or some type of raffle type of environment. That's another way we can get other brands involved. It's like, hey, one of the things I use to make sure my priorities are in check is a big book like this, where coming into a week, I look at what it would take to win that week, and then I reverse plan based on that. So my day to day, it's Monday, is dictated by what is the goal of the entire week and what are the major objectives for that week. Then I list out what I need to do today to work towards those objectives. So going into this week, currently some of our major objectives fall in 3 different buckets. It's past work that we worked on last week or the week before that needs to get done with a deadline of this week, next week, July, and just making sure we are on track with those. It is what's going to help us remove a major bottleneck within our business, which is we need to hire another CPA tax manager to handle the workload and thrive on that workload, meaning we're not just surviving, we are now playing attack. So rather than reacting, we are planning for ahead, and that's where that hire comes in. And then also analyzing where our everyday could be better. So a major part of my role is looking at the different pieces of our business. Let's take quarterly meetings, for instance. We have quarterly meetings with our customers. How can that process be improved based upon where it's at right now? So analyzing those calls, understanding what's happening in them, and then how do we improve them for next quarter? That's how I'm breaking it down right now, and highly recommend you utilize a big notebook like this. You can use it on your laptop or your phone, but I'm a sucker for just writing it down and visualizing it. I also do this on a whiteboard that we have at our office. I have one here at my home office, but in our office at J&S, we have this whiteboard that lists out the major components of our business and what we're working towards, so that at all times the team understands what the priority is at that time. Every Monday, I'm fortunate enough to work out with my main man, Noah Heisman. It's not just a workout. We get to talk about all things life, business, things we're working towards, men we are working towards becoming. And at the end of this workout, I asked him, what is the question that he wants to answer that would be fulfilling to him to answer? So we're gonna let him rip it right here.
All right, so question I was trying to answer 4 years ago before I moved to Austin, Texas. And it's this question of what I think most people are missing in modern day life. Another way of asking this to myself 4 years ago is what was I missing 4 years ago in my own life? And the answer that I've started to find after moving to Austin is a little something like this. I think what most people are missing, or many people are missing, and a large part of why there's this existential angst that hangs over our age is because there's something like the unlived life stirring inside most people. There's something like the uncreated potential that is not being released. It's being suppressed, hence it's causing depression. The opposite of expression is depression. And so I think the antidote to much of modern anxiety is to aim at something that serves your life mission, which means you have to define your life mission first. Aim at something that serves your life mission and then pour yourself into it. Build something that allows you to make progress toward the mission of your life. For me, and what I've found is writing is that vehicle. Writing books, I'm on my 4th book now, But basically, my life mission, my life aim, which I've discovered over the course of 4 years and continue to refine, is something like helping the spiritually unfulfilled live purpose-driven and meaningful lives. And that is what I'm trying to do with my books. That is what I'm trying to do for myself as well as my audience. And it's allowed me to go on this endeavor of being a part of building Squash, this gym that we work out at every Monday, and I've come to see as, an extension of myself. My books on philosophy and mythology, and now my first fiction book, is being an extension of myself also. And what you start to see when you aim at something that drives towards your life purpose, and then you attack every day with the intent of what you do on a day-to-day basis, what you pour into, should be an outflow of who you are as a person. And to the extent there is misalignment between who you are and how you spend your days, that gap is going to be space for anxiety to fill every second of your life. And so I think much of modern day angst is a result of a misaligned life, where who we are as individuals, what is inside us, what wants to come out of us, we must bring that forth. And if we don't, then that misalignment is that gap is the tension between our soul and what we do with our days. And that's going to continue to be restless until we bring those things back into alignment. That is the question I'm answering today. That is the answer I gave to myself 4 years ago, and now it's the answer I share with everybody. Hopefully that can be helpful to one person out there.
Big believer in saving time with money. Had Sweet Green delivered to the gym as I was working out. Grabbed a little LMNT from the gym here. Our freezer at home is broken right now. Need to get that fixed. I normally would pack ice and have my meal prep with me, but because that was not the case today, while the workout was happening, got this delivered so that I can bring this to the office and not have to worry about, one, where my food's coming from in terms of spending time figuring that out, and then two, I know that it's gonna be healthy for my gains.
If you can send me a very brief, it can just be a PDF. So the FSL as a whole talk is on community.
Yeah, I am slammed the next 2 days, so is it okay
Yeah,
by
no worries.
a timeline by Wednesday?
Yeah,
Sound good for
that's
that?
fine, bro. No rush.
Awesome.
I told her I'd get that before the end of the week, so no
Cool.
rush.
Cool. So good news. Just locked up a speaking gig, St. Lawrence University in New York. That was Joe. Joe has built a company around helping other speakers lock up gigs in corporate space and collegiate university space and the nonprofit space. So every year I work with him on how can we make an impact in the fraternity and sorority space, athletic space in colleges, on leadership, community building, anti-hazing, all the fun stuff. It's one of my greatest joys. I love doing it, partly because I wish somebody would have spoken to me 10 years ago when I was in college and gave me more truth to what reality was and how we can at any moment change our habits and become the person that we want to be. And it starts when you're a young man or woman. So looking forward to that event later this year, and very grateful for people like Joe in my life who I get to work with on a daily basis to make a positive impact on the world. Just out here ripping loon videos.
Exactly, man.
We are at the office. We got Jacob, Shaylin in here. I'm going to show you real quickly some of the high-level objectives we have here. So I keep these up on the board at all times just to remind us of what we need to be working towards as a business. Big levers that we need to be pulling. So we need to hire ATX-based CPA. Where is that right now? So we have a job posting up, touch point call, and text list of certain events, Jacob and I are working on that. Begin process of packaging payroll so that we can essentially hand it off to somebody else to free up Jacob's time. He's going to be talking to Justin about that, and then educational content to take the pressure off the bottleneck of everything rolling through Shaylin. This is what we have this week, and it'll shift over to new things next week. And then the goal is week over week to continue to stay focused on those big levers. We know that there's a bunch of tasks that we need to be getting done every single day, but those tasks should be aligned with helping us move bigger needles that help all of us in our specific roles within the company. Shout out to Shaylin for understanding the value of meal prep for the team. We got Chef Marcus, who comes and drops off our meals every Monday and then picks this glassware up as well. And then we exchange on Thursday. So Monday and Thursday, we get our meals here, take them home to make sure that we are fueling properly. The whole team believes in buying back time. And one of the big things is meals, healthy meals that you can just put in the oven or microwave, have them right away. Thank you, Shaylin.
I don't think I've shared dessert with
Just
my wife.
pulled up back
I shared
home.
tartufo with this guy, and I remember.
If I had to give myself advice going back 10 years, and I listened to that advice, and it's something that I do on a regular basis, it would be find ways to compound time. Any time that I've listened to that piece of advice, compound time, and consistently did it over a long period of time, it pays off. So I was just listening to a podcast on my drive home from the office. It's about a 25 to 30 minute drive. When I'm driving, I look to learn, connect, or be in silence. So learn could be podcasts or audiobook. Connect could be call somebody and shoot the shit with them. Or 3, be in silence. Silence could also be listening to music, meditation, however you want to do it, to just kind of be silent and recharge. Most of the times I lean into learn and connect, though. It's one of the things when I look back over the past 10 years, I think I've done really well, and it's helped me tremendously in all aspects of my life. So simple tip, especially if you're a dad or a parent out there, when you compound your time like that over long periods of time, it has a massive benefit. One of the most underrated investments that Aaron and I have made is a second refrigerator in our house. This sits in my office. This actually happened by accident. We had a second fridge in our garage, and something went wrong with one of our fridges. So we decided to open up space in our garage, which allows us to work out more freely and actually works a lot better. And then we put the second fridge in my office space, and this has been a game changer. We put all our prep food or anything frozen in here, and then we leave a lot more space in the fridge that we use out in our kitchen. Works extremely well. It was something that started as a problem because one of the fridges broke, but if you always stay positive and look on the bright side, sometimes things turn out to work better when you do that. What are you making there?
Pasta.
What is that? Is that good?
Good.
Yeah, it's good. Going back to the concept of how do you buy yourself more time, because I have the meal prep, I'm able to immediately come out and ride bikes with the little dude. And then once we get back from this little trip, I'm not going to have to whip anything up, or my wife's not going to have to make anything for me. I can just heat that meal up and slam it down. It's always worth it to invest if it's going to allow you to spend your time in ways that are fulfilling to you, and being present with my wife and my son is the most important thing to me. So we will pay for that investment to happen. Go, go, go. Good job. Whoa. Good job, Aiden. Whoa. Wow. That was fast. Hey, high five. Good job. Bless you. God bless you. On deck for tonight's meal is gluten-free fish tacos. I wish y'all could smell this. It looks and smells fantastic. Can't wait to dive into this. Such a blessing to be able to have this meal and have it prepped for me so that the kids can be playing in another room. We have a neighbor over playing with Aiden, which is awesome. I can eat this meal, and then the next couple hours will be spent with Aiden. He'll go down, and after that I will either finish up some work or go into my rest and recovery routine for the evening, which typically looks like sauna, ice, shower, sit on the couch for half an hour, watch a show, read, go to sleep, and then repeat the next day. The thing that I reflect on today is, if you have an intention, that is step one, but the part of the process that matters is the action. So you can have the intention of waking up earlier or going to the workout or making more money or building the business. Realistically, what matters the most is, are you actually showing up? And today was a W all around. Checked all the boxes on the things I needed to get done and set myself up for success going into tomorrow. So I'm going to enjoy this meal, enjoy the time with my family this evening, put some things down on a piece of paper of what a W looks like tomorrow, and then get right back after it. If you've made it this far, thank you for following along. And if you're another dad out there that is doing your best to just piece it all together and become the best man possible for your family, I'd love to connect. Thrive on.